Well, hello there, and welcome back to the Hull City Fan Central YouTube channel, where today I do have a bunch of news to crack into, following on from Liam Rosenior's press conference today over on BBC Radio Humberside, along with a lot of other information that's come out in the past 48 hours. So let's crack on into it, starting off with Liam Rosenior. As I've just mentioned, he is happy going into the season with Oscar Estepinian, Liam Delap and Aaron Connolly as our three strikers. He said, I'm so confident with all those three as my strikers, all different type of strikers, all with different qualities, but all outstanding at this level. Nice few words from Liam there. And then a little bit on... Oh, just 1 second, let it load up. A little bit on academy transfer. So I did mention in my video my last video out, that we was ready to sign Henry Sandat. And the deal has been done between us and Southend to sign Henry Sandat on a 2-year deal with the club. And Liam Rosenior has announced today that in the press conference that he will be training with the first team, I believe, next week. So that is some good news for Henry. Hopefully he can replicate some of the fortunes of Harry Vaughan. A little bit of ex-Tiger news now. Former Hull City loanee Deschamps Bernard, who came to us from Manchester United back in the 2021-22 season, has gone and signed for Championship rivals and Yorkshire rivals Sheffield Wednesday. So there's a bit of a sucker blow, this Deschamps Bernard. I thought it was a good player in a Hull City shirt. It's just unfortunate that when Shotter came in, he didn't see any game time. I was unsure whether that was due to injury or Shotter wasn't really a fan of him or whatever, but he went back to Manchester United, spent the next season there, and they released him, I believe, at the end of last season, and he is now signed for Sheffield Wednesday on a permanent deal, on a free agency as well, so it's good business for Sheffield Wednesday. Wish him all the best, obviously, but not when he plays against us. Next, a bit of news. This is one that I was a bit dubious to put in because the reports weren't that significant, but I thought I'd put it in anyway, but just take it with a pinch of salt. Hull City are apparently reportedly linked with former Liverpool and Rangers winger Ryan Kent. Now, I think this has come about because Hull City have announced, and there is a bit open on this one, that we have one of these bids has been put in for a winger that is unnamed on any platform so far. So whether that's come out today due to the fact of that, and then also because he is currently at Fenerbahce, just been signed there this season, whether that is going to be one that it's that is the link there because of Fenerbahce. I mean, we're linked with everyone that they sign, but I presume that if he was going to come to East Yorkshire, it would be a loan deal, if anything, so possibly not the bidding case there, but Liam has expressed how much he would like a winger. Talking about how much Liam has expressed he'd like players, we have put a bid in and had it rejected for Derby County's Max Bird. Now, Liam has expressed how much of a fan he is of Derby, obviously, because he was assistant manager there and caretaker manager under Wayne Rooney. And then, obviously, Max Bird is quite a prominent midfielder. And it's come out that Hull City have put a bid in. It's been unfortunately rejected. And then that deal could turn into a swap deal with maybe a bit of a cash consideration on whoever's part, maybe from Hull City's end or maybe from Derby's end, depending on which team are more unhappy in the deal. But that would be for Ryan Woods to go to Derby and Max Bird to come to Hull. And that is going to be a case where Liam Rosenior, I think, will be fine with that, considering he has expressed how much of a fan he is of Ryan Woods, but doesn't see him in the plan for Hull City coming into this next season. A bit of news about who will be coming into Hull with next season. Aaron Connolly. He has been pictured at Hull's training ground today, and it's been one of these open cases where, yeah, the deal is going to be done. It's just a case on when it sort of is finalised. So Aaron Connolly is an imminent case, but by the sounds of it, he's working to a little bit of fitness, so it probably won't be a play that we'll see play at Norwich Carrow Road away this coming weekend. Next little bit of news. We do have some more news coming on Ryan Longman. So I did express in the last video that Ryan Longman is not a certain look down to the MKM this coming season. And several bids have come in for him since that news broke, I believe. And Hull City are open to listening to all of those reports, seeing which ones are best for the club and best for Ryan. So we could possibly see Ryan Longman depart not too far into the future, which, I mean, I'd like to see Ryan give another season a chance. I think that this could have been the season that we saw the lonely Ryan Longman, but could be not to be. So I've got a little bit of a roundup of sort of the transfer ongoings reported to us from Hull City Stats on X. I was going to say Twitter. It's now X. So Aaron Connolly, imminent. City have had bids rejected for Max Bird, but we'll try again and hopefully get him. City have bid for an unnamed winger. City have received bids for Ryan Longman. Ryan Woods is free to leave City. Benjamin Tette's departure is imminent. And then feeding off Benjamin Tette, 1.5 million is the reported deal for him to go to Metz. So I did report in the last video that Metz were the club that were interested in him over in the French league. And it's been reported out today that 1.5 million will be the most likely deal between the two clubs. So coming out of Liam Rosini's press conference on Humberside Sports this evening, he's reported about Dukan Krkic and how he could be part of Hull City's plan for this upcoming season. Obviously picking up an injury when he was last out on loan at Atalasbayor in the Turkish league, and his shoulder injury that being, and he wants to give him a fair trial as a City player with his own eyes, Liam Rosini. So he's going to wait until he gets back to fitness and then assess from there whether he is going to be in Liam Rosini's plans for the rest of the season. A little bit of news about post or previous Hull City players. Just mentioned Deschamps Bernard earlier in the video. This is one that left us very, very recently. I'm talking earlier this transfer window at the retained list. Billy Chadwick, who was last out on loan at Boston United and unfortunately didn't work at Hull City. He is now signed for a permanent deal at Gateshead. So best of luck to Billy Chadwick. I thought it was a nice cracking little player. So all the best to him. A little bit of an update on Tigers Plus. Some news has come out about the memberships that you can obviously get to watch the games or buy the audio passes. So Tigers Plus for the overseas supporters, an annual pass before the 1st of September is £140. Annual passes after that date will be £170, and then you can pay as you go £10 per month. UK supporters, pay as you go matches will be available to our supporters for a £10 per match. So that will be all as you like it. And then audio wise, I believe that it's a similar scenario, but just I think it's a £5 per match for audio only, and that'll be available for customers in and outside of the UK. So that is pretty much it for this video. I mean, I think Ryan Longman, we got where it might have been the links from the Turkish league. So that is all interesting. Whether that could mean that could be a swap deal there with Kent, the former Rangers and Liverpool man, who is currently at Fenerbahce. Who knows? But that's it for this video. A lot of news I've wrapped through. I do now have an X or Twitter or whatever account dedicated to the Hull City Fan Central, so go and check it out. It'll be linked in down below and also in the YouTube space. So go and check it out if you want to go and give it a follow. You get a lot of news updates about Hull City, a lot of other updates regarding the club that we all love, because we all love Hull City. So yes, that's it. I'll be having my championship official prediction coming out in the next day or so, along with a prediction ahead of our trip to Carrow Road, and then obviously a reaction afterwards. So make sure you like and subscribe so you don't miss all that lovely content, and I'll catch you when we've maybe lost half of our club and signed another half back from the Turkish league.